I was only 5 years old when I lost my mother and father. 30 years later, it has become clear my own government, the British government, not only sent my parents to their death, but actually helped plan their murder. My mother and father went to Punjab, the Sikh homeland, in late May 1984 to see my dying grandmother, but they themselves never returned to the UK. It left me and my younger sister as orphans. My mother and father, with 3 other family members, including my 2 little cousins, aged 5 and 2, went to the Golden Temple to pay their respects in early June, on one of the most important days in the Sikh calendar. The Indian Army stopped pilgrims from leaving the Golden Temple complex and used helicopter gunships and tanks against unarmed civilians who did not stand any chance. It frustrates me now to know that Margaret Thatcher and the Tory government 30 years ago played a direct role and even suggested to use the helicopters. I've tried to put this behind me. I only came forward as the current government rather than recognising the mistake of 30 years ago and tell the truth has rubbed salt into the wounds by having the nerve to try and wash away the blood of innocent Sikhs that it still has on its hand. Who in their right mind would agree to provide military assistance to India to attack thousands of innocent pilgrims in the Golden Temple complex? This was and remains a crime against humanity. We have been told David Cameron has shocked that the 1984 correspondence between Margaret Thatcher and Indira Gandhi existed. But his first reaction was these letters should never have been disclosed, and it was a mistake that the role of the UK had been exposed. These remain a cover-up, and what we have had so far is a whitewash. Margaret Thatcher authorised UK military assistance and used British taxpayers' money to kill innocent Sikh civilians, including my mother and father. Many thousands of innocent Sikh pilgrims visited the Sikhs' holiest shrine from all parts of the world were killed, some at point-blank range with their hands tied behind their backs. I'm sure many other Sikhs living in the UK have been directly affected and will listen to our story and come forward to help secure the truth and justice. Up to about 150,000 Indian Army troops were sent to Punjab in the military operation that started on the 1st of June 1984. The whole of Punjab was cut off from the rest of the world. Journalists were expelled and telephone lines were cut. A shoot-on-sight curfew was also put in place. For months, our relatives did not know what had happened to our parents, and other family members were too young to understand. Eventually they realized what must have happened, and they were devastated when they learnt there was not even enough wood to burn the dead from the Golden Temple. The Foreign Office not only failed to protect its own British citizens and their families in 1984 by warning my parents and others not to travel to the Punjab. It has now emerged the UK government directly assisted the Indian Army in planning the military assault on the Golden Temple. Only 30 years later is the truth emerging. We think our parents' death could have been prevented if our own British government had told us about the risk and what they knew was about to take place at the Golden Temple. The full truth needs to come out, and the current British government must help Sikhs get justice. The same mistake must never be allowed to happen again.